Let me change this. I've never tried to get the flag here. There we go. Always the flag. Yes, yes, yes. I've never, ever, I promise you, tried to do anything to say something just to goad you, just to scare you, or just to overreact. I know that's it's a popular story here. I don't know why it's true, but it happens. And people have this tendency, for reasons I don't understand, to feel almost as though there is a sense of impenetrability. That we are the United States of America and nobody can bother us, that nobody can affect us, that nobody can do anything to affect us in any way whatsoever. Because we're the United States. And nothing happens. Nothing can get in the way. Nothing. And I've never been in the position of wanting to ever, portray the fact that there is doom. But let me tell you something right now, and I want you to listen to me very, very, very carefully. We have never been closer to World War III than now. That is no... and by the way, Bill, whenever I want to speak, I'm on. And I might just say, I've got some time right now, and I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to notify and send out notices. And no, that's why it's imperative and critical that you have, that you always remain subscribed, because I just have the time. I feel so powerful about this right now in particular. I was watching Judge Napolitano and others speaking about this. I'm going to be interviewing tomorrow for the first time. Douglas McGregor will play it later. I think he is the premier. He is the preeminent voice of reason when it comes to this. I am of the opinion, dear friend, and I don't know how to say this other than the fact that we are living in a world right now which is so frightening. So incredibly frightening, and I don't know what it is. Why do you think, we just don't get it? I'll give you my theories on this. I think many of us live in this kind of like la-la land, okay? It's like when people begin to smoke, when young people start smoking, they think, look, I know what you're talking about, cancer and COPD and all this, but it really is not something that I have to worry about because I'm young and I'm not worried about it. I'm just not, that happens to other people. It doesn't happen to me. I think that's kind of why that's true. I really do. I think that is a reason why people think. Because they think, look, we're not going to have World War III because that's just crazy. And that's something that, you're just a conspiracy theorist. There will be some kind of an alarm. Putin's not crazy enough to do this. Crazy? Crazy? Why is he crazy? Well, you know what I mean. Putin's not going to do something that involves hurting himself or involving himself in some kind of war. Well, let me tell you what he's going to do. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. And I don't want it to be true. But it's what we would do if somebody did this to us. We are of the opinion, and we sometimes want to tell people that you can't push us around. And what Putin could very well do is the following. He might say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a tactical nuclear weapon. Not some big Hiroshima thing, but I'm going to show you a tactical nuclear weapon. And you will wake up one morning, or at some particular point, and you will hear that a nuclear device was detonated. You won't know the difference between tactical and strategic and fallout and low yield, but you'll hear this. And the world will freak out at a level nobody's ever seen before. You will see markets take a tumble. People will freak out. You will also see, and I'm telling you now, and listen to me, we are going to see problems here. I'm not one of those people like you believe, these doomsayers, these Cassandras, who believe that they just love to tell you everything that's going on. They love to tell you the world is falling, the world is... That's not my thing. I am telling you, believe me when I tell you this, I am telling you we're going to see something. You know, for the longest time, I've been a great sponsor with preparewithlionel.com. And there's a link to this underneath in the description section here on the piece. And I told people, I said, do you know how easy it is to cause a worldwide kind of a freak out at a level nobody's ever seen before? Do you really understand how easy this is? Do you understand how do I say this? Do you understand, do you recognize the fact that there is something so easy about how people can just overreact? And that a supply chain, for example, can break down. Or that, remember this is the most important. There is hang on. There is something which is very important. I'm putting this graphic, I'm doing this as we speak, by the way, which is kind of sort of interesting. And I'm going to go through this right away. And I hope I don't forget, because sometimes, as you know, I will have 50 different things going on at the same time in my head. And sometimes I will lose track of what I'm saying. But we're going to have something. Let me tell you what I would do. It's a very simple thing. It's a very, 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 very simple thing. First and foremost, I would want there to be absolutely a false flag of sorts. If I'm Lindsey Graham, I'm going to want to make sure, this is important, I'm going to make sure that I can attribute something to Iran, not so much Hamas, because Hamas isn't really but Iran or Russia. And I will do a false flag so fast. If it is done at a port, if it is done, I'm telling you, at a port or anywhere near a port, you're going to see absolute and total freak out at levels you can't imagine. Insurance companies are going to say, we're not going to insure the load. Sorry. You're also going to see Lindsey Graham, Blumenthal, and all the other NATO neocons. You're going to see them come out of the woodwork, and they're going to say, see, we told you this. Mr. President, we need a decisive response against Russia. This is what they're going to do. And people like Fox News, people go crazy when I say this because they have this love affair. People like at Fox News, putting this thing up right now as we speak, at Fox News are going to hit the war, the drumbeat. And when you say this is a false flag, you're going to be told you are a crazy, lunatic, dangerous conspiracy theorist. You just don't stop. You don't stop. You're one of these crazy people, and we're getting tired of you. And we may have to shut down your site again or whatever, because we have had enough of you. This country is at war, and every time something happens, you say it's false, it's manufactured, it's not real. That's what's happening right now. So let me just tell you this. This is not to do a plug, but it's a perfect segue, to be honest with you. Preparewithlionel.com. Tom Homan was telling you. Tom Homan was saying specifically, be on the lookout. There's something coming. If I detonated a car, very simple. If I'm in New York and I detonate a car bomb in the Holland Tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel, that's it. That's it. I destroy and disconnect a major artery between Manhattan and New Jersey. We, by the way, I don't know about you, we have everything here delivered by truck. Did you know this? Everything. We have on the island of Manhattan 2 days of food. 2 days. It will be utter and total chaos. And it takes the simplest of little rejiggering of facts to change everything. And immediately, you'll see breaking news. The Fox team will be on it like you can't believe. Because remember something, and I want you to understand something. The Fox News people are not your friends. Now I know this is a bit of a problem. I know you're gonna get upset with that. I know you love them. I know how you love them. I am telling you, it's not that they're bad, folks. It's not that they're trying to be bad. It's that they are in bed with the Jack Keens and the Institute for the Studies of War. They are neocons from way back. Okay? Steve Bannon is changing his position as far as I'm concerned. He has changed his position. He has changed his, my respect for him, because he's talking about Lindsey Graham. He's calling for Lindsey Graham to be jailed for, and we use this word jail too much. I want you to listen to me. Okay? I want you to listen to me. Something is going to happen. Now, the good news is there's some debate as to whether the planes that were affected, they might have been over-reported in terms of the damage or the amount of damage that was done to this Russian group. It might not have been as bad, and I hope it's not, for our sake, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I need your likes. I need 300 likes today, my friends. We are picking up speed thanks to you and your love and your focus and your liking these videos. It does something. It changes the algorithm. It changes a lot of stuff. So, what they're going to be doing is I don't know, but right now, you have President Putin saying to President Trump, did you know about this? Rumor has it that Pete Hegseth was watching this from the command center. Our intel knew. Do you believe President Trump knew this? Yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And then the same thing. Do you believe President Trump is being told everything? Do you believe President Trump really has an understanding of what is happening? Do you really think President Trump is involved, actively involved, in deliberately setting up bombs and attacking Russia, providing intel as he is trying to end the circumstances involving Ukraine? Do you believe so? Who believes so? Who thinks, yeah, he knows? If he knows, he's a psychopath. If he knows, he's crazy. If he knows, Putin's going to say, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, now, Vlad, I want you to work things out. Why should I work things out? Oh, what are you talking about? Well, Vlad, I want you to work things out. Work things out with what? I don't even know what you're talking about. Work things out. Why would I pay attention to you? You're attacking me. What would President Trump do to any country that was involved in, let's say China, for example. Let's say China actively paid for the weapons, the technology, the logistics, the know-how for, let's say, Mexico to attack us. Okay, you got that? Mexico. We have Mexico on the border. Mexico's on the border. Mexico's doing the thing. And Mexico has sent in 1,700, 1,800 drones. Okay? You got this? 1,700 or 1,800 drones. And all of a sudden, Los Angeles, Texas, Brownsville, Galveston, whatever. And we're saying, what's going on? It's Mexico. The Mexican cartels are at it. Damn. And then we find out, wait a minute. They didn't have the technology to do this. We found out that China's doing this. What do you think we would do? I'm asking you. What do you think we would do if, and this is important, if we found out that that was the case? What do you think? What would you expect President Trump to do if we found out? What would President Trump do to China if we found out China was providing the logistics, the armament, the wherewithal, and everything? What do you suspect? Tell me. What do you suspect? What would you want the president to do? What would you want President Trump to do? What would you want him to do? What would you say, Mr. President, you have to do something? What? I want you, Mr. President, to look the other way and ignore it and don't do anything to upset the apple cart. I would say, Mr. President, China has just declared war against us by arming and providing all of the information and all of the technology to the cartels to hurt us. That's exactly what you would say. That is exactly what you would say. So what do you think Putin's going to do? So therefore, if President Trump knew about this, President Trump is a psychopath. He's crazy. He's thinking that somehow, I don't know what he's thinking, but he's thinking that maybe there's some kind of, I don't know what the word is. Do you recognize, do you see what's happening? They want this. They're goading Putin. They hate Putin. Putin's evil. It's evil. They keep telling you evil. Do you care whether he's evil? I don't care. We're evil. He's evil. Everybody's evil. Everybody's evil. This is so up. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. It is so obvious. I don't even know where to put this into perspective. It is so obvious. It's coming. President Trump, I know, has the guts to say, we are not going to do this. I cannot deal with negotiating with Putin and others, with Lavrov. I can't do this. I can't do this if, and this is critical, I can't do this if he is attacking me. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? I can't say this enough. Can't say this enough. I'm looking at this right now and I'm thinking, I can't believe what I'm saying. I can't believe this. It is the most, I don't understand this. They're talking about, they want to meet the second round of Trump promised peace. Istanbul. It's ridiculous. It's nuts. So let me tell you something right now. I think there's a very good chance that President Trump has no idea what he's doing. The other day when he was talking to, when Lavrov even told Marco Rubio, when Lavrov told Marco Rubio, after Trump, remember when Trump made that speech, he said, I can't believe that Putin's doing all this stuff. Putin's acting crazy. Putin's acting nuts. Putin's acting, he's a lunatic, he's crazy. Remember that? Remember this the other day? And it turns out that we found out that Lavrov said to both to Marco Rubio and others, he goes, do you know what Zelensky just did? He just sent in 1,700 or whatever drones. And he doesn't have this drone technology, this high tech, these drones where they slide back to the top and they all take off. Plus, he went after, they tried to assassinate Putin. And guess what? Marco Rubio said, I didn't know that. Trump said, I didn't know that. I don't think Trump knows any of this stuff. I don't think Trump knows anything. I think he is still does not understand how this thing works. Where's Tulsi Gabbard? Where's our head of CIA? What's going on here? I'm going to say something to you, and you're not going to like this, okay? But I'm going to say this. This administration is absolutely, positively disconnected when it comes to things like everything up to and including from Epstein to whatever. He's not connected. He's not connected. You've got this idiot, Dan Bongino saying, whoa, we're going to release the videotape. There is no videotape, schmuck. You told us that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I just love being on the air. Hey, Pam Bondi, do you have any more files? Any more JFK files and RFK files and MLK files? No, what happened to that? Where'd they go? Anybody go, where'd they go? What about the hearings? That's it. Those were the hearings with Luna? I hate to break it to you, but this is where we look so stupid. I'm going to say something and you're not going to like it. Trump's out of his league here. He doesn't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Because if Trump is in Istanbul and he's saying, if he's actually saying, this is important, if Trump says, I'm going to be trying to negotiate peace, while at the same time giving logistics and intel and information to Zelensky and others, you're out of your mind. Do you hear what I'm saying? This makes sense to you? So what are you going to do about it? What's going to be done? Who's saying, wait a minute, hold it. You think Hannity's going to pick up the phone and say, what are you doing? Is anybody going to call him out? Elon Musk is apparently turning his back on Trump for whatever reason. I guess he doesn't like the bill. It is a very simple thing. Just cut this bullshit out regarding Ukraine. It is not our war. We are goading Putin. He is going to detonate, he's going to introduce a tactical nuclear weapon. Mark my words. He was saying this before. Not Hiroshima, not some colossus. Watch what I'm saying. You are also going to see a false flag of drone attacks in Washington. So easy. So incredibly easy. Right across. So one morning you wake up and across the Washington Lafayette Park, across from the White House, you find out there's 50 drones. And you're going to have strategically placed intel officers working in conjunction with social media. And you're going to say, look. And Lindsey Graham's going to say, see, it's Russia. Russia's doing it. And they'll claim that there was a Russian company out of Brooklyn. They will claim that they looked at the electronics. They will claim that we have whistleblowers. And then later on they'll say, well, that turned out to be false, but you won't hear about that. But they will be calling for the blood of Putin. We will also be doubling, tripling the money that goes to Ukraine. Right before we were going to be negotiating this. And if you can't see this, and I say, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. I know exactly what's happening. You know this. This is what I would do. And Putin knows it too. Putin's even on the phone talking to somebody, Lavrov, and saying, look, Don, I know what's going on here. I know deep down inside you don't want to do it. but you're out of your league. You've got to put your foot down. And I'm going to tell you, irrespective of who attacks us, I'm going to blame Ukraine. And I've held back. I have held back. I don't want Ukraine. The 4 oblasts and Crimea, that's a different story. I don't want Ukraine. I wanted to work something out initially with Boris Johnson. Look, I don't want to weigh you down. I know a lot of folks don't like the specifics of this. But listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's going to happen. And you know what they're saying? People like Hannity and others with their American flag lapel pins. Good. Support our troops. Yes. He's a madman. Same thing we said about Gaddafi. Putin's a madman. Why is he a madman? He's a madman. I don't understand why he's a madman. He just is a madman. And then that drum beat will start. Do you understand how serious this is? When you hear the word nuke, and people will demand, they will call for the annihilation of Russia. That's the way we will. How dare you? Because we have this idea that, first of all, nothing can ever happen to us because we're the United States. Number two, we always think that we're right because we're the United States. We always believe that. And third, we think that war to us is like, I don't know, a game, some kind of like a war game or some video game or something. How do you feel about this? You happy? You happy? I'll bet you anything. Trump he's not even in control of this. Doesn't even control it. Bet you anything. I'll bet you anything. Trump has been all over the place when it comes to, remember when he said about Israel, first he talked about, he wanted this oceanfront property and this. I mean, I didn't even know what he was talking about. It was the weirdest thing. Remember that? So you think about this, my friends. You think about this. Think very carefully. I have resigned to it. I'm just waiting. I'm just keeping myself by the phone. He is going to unload. You think he's the only one? You think that Ukraine's the only one with intel? Remember, he lives there. He lives there. He has intel too. And there are a lot of people who cannot stand NATO. They cannot stand the West. They're wondering, what are we doing here? Why are you threatening the entire era? There's no Soviet Union anymore. Why are we doing this? Mark my words. Now, my friends, in the meantime, do me a favor. First of all, thank you for being here. I'm going to jump on when I feel like talking to you. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying, and I want you to understand and grasp the beauty of what I'm saying. It's a very, 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 very simple thing. Now, what's important is that we pay attention. If you pray, start praying. And pray to God that President Trump and President Putin do not lose their minds. And then they pick up the phone and they pick up the red phone and they say, we got to stop this. And somebody better lock that Lindsey Graham up. You are not going to involve yourself in foreign policy. You are not the president. You are an effete, weird senator. You're like the John McCain clone. You got what we're saying? Shut him up, shut him down. We cannot afford a war. We're doing great. You don't know what's going to happen. We've never had a war with Russia. And if Putin says, all right, NATO, watch what I do. I am a nuclear powerhouse. You make me out to be some kind of a weird, they have no morale. Remember, Ukraine has no army. They are lost. They can't do it. I'm going to be talking to Douglas McGregor, the greatest general, I think, in my lifetime. God bless him, God bless Mearsheimer, and God bless this rational contingent of great minds and great thinkers led by Judge Napolitano, who are providing a counterbalance to this insanity. If you pray, start praying now. Okay? I love you, my friends. We'll talk later. Have a great and a glorious day. Remember, stay tuned. Stay subscribed to Lionel Nation. 10 minutes later, if something comes up, I'm just gonna talk to you live. I like it like this a lot better. And don't forget, preparewithlionel.com. You think I'm just pushing? You think I'm just pushing some kind of what? Emergency food? You think that's it? You think this is just crazy? Like, you're not going to need generators. Nah, we don't need that. Are you kidding me? It's telling you. And the Democrats want more than anything to be able to point to the president and say, you have failed us. They want war. All right, dear friends. We'll talk to you later. Don't forget, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya. Dead.